This video is for men who are silently struggling with burnout, shame, and feeling stuck in life. This one breaks the cycle. Let me tell you something the world doesn't say out loud. You're not lazy. You're just lost. You're not weak. You're not broken. You've just been living without a compass, grinding through life with no direction, no clarity, no fuel. And every time someone tells you to just try harder, you shrink a little more, because no one sees what you're carrying. The mental load, the quiet battles, the invisible pressure. You're stuck in a fog not because you lack effort, but because you've forgotten where the hell you were trying to go. Laziness is when you don't care, but you care too much. You're the one who's been quietly falling apart, scrolling through fake wins, fake bodies, fake motivation, hoping something lights that fire again. And when it doesn't, you feel guilt, then shame, then numb. You say things like, I should be doing more. I used to be so driven. I don't recognize myself anymore. But the truth is, this isn't about drive. It's about direction. A man without purpose becomes a man without energy. You've been chasing distractions because the mission is missing. And Stoicism has a name for this state. A soul without purpose is like a body without movement. It rots. Epictetus. So you overthink. You procrastinate. You numb yourself. Not because you're lazy, but because you're disconnected from meaning. You go to work, but feel nothing. You see friends, but feel disconnected. You wake up, but feel like the day is already over. You're living, but not alive. That's the wound no one talks about. The wound of a man who has stopped believing in his own potential. Not because he gave up, but because the system slowly wore him down. And if no one has told you this yet, you are not alone. Millions of men are feeling exactly like this, stuck between guilt and apathy, between the shame of not doing enough and the pain of I don't even know what to do anymore. Here's what Stoicism teaches that can save your life. First, tell yourself what kind of man you wish to be, then do what you must. Epictetus. That's the part that's been missing. The decision, not the goal, not the hustle, not the aesthetics. The deep internal decision about the kind of man you're here to become. Because once that's clear, your actions realign, your energy returns, your focus sharpens, and you stop chasing shallow wins that leave you feeling empty. You've been doing a lot of things, but you haven't been becoming anything. So what do? When you've lost the fire, the focus, the fight, here's the path. Step number 1, silence the world, not forever, but long enough to hear your own voice again. Unfollow, mute, log out. Clarity doesn't come from more noise. It comes from less. Step number 2, audit your inputs. Your thoughts are shaped by what you consume. Compare less. Create more. Feed your mind with power, not poison. 3, reclaim your time. Where are your hours going? If you don't own your schedule, you don't own your life. Cut the crap. Protect your hours like your future depends on it, and because it does. 4, pick one win daily. Not 10, not 5. Just one needle-moving habit you do even when you don't feel like it. That's how you rebuild trust with yourself. And most importantly, stop waiting for motivation. That's the lie. You don't feel your way into action. You act your way into feeling. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Epictetus. Do the reps. Write the page. Lift the weight. Send the message. Clean the space. Speak the truth. Do it when you're tired. Do it when you're uninspired. Do it when your brain says just rest a little longer. That's the moment that reprograms you. That's where self-respect is born. The Stoics believed in one thing above all: self-mastery. You master your day, your mind, your reactions, your routines. Not by being perfect, but by showing up even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. You want to feel like a man again? Stop outsourcing your identity to a broken system. Stop waiting for the perfect time, and start living like the version of you that doesn't quit. Here's the final truth. You were never lazy. You were tired of pretending, tired of chasing empty goals, tired of living for everyone except yourself, tired of surviving instead of building. But that ends today. Not with motivation, with mission. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Decide what kind of man you want to become. Then build your life like your soul depends on it. Because it does. Repeat this. I'm not lazy. I'm rebuilding. Say it again. Feel it. You're not here to drift. You're here to lead, to serve, to protect, to create, to evolve. And no matter how lost you feel, your path is waiting. You just have to take the first step. If this message spoke to you, don't keep scrolling. Sit in this moment. Reflect. Journal. Walk. Do one real thing today that aligns with the man you want to be, because the world doesn't need more motivated men. It needs more aligned men, men who live with fire in their eyes, order in their minds, and peace in their hearts. And that begins now.